This guy is cooked. You ready? Let's go. Let's go. We've got the Pro Dry Sport. This thing is awesome. It's got a really unique way of keeping your hockey gear dry.
Today we're gonna try and test this. Obviously we have a lot of gear in the store, but it's all dry. So luckily, we got a plan.
Yeah, we gotta go find our perfect victim. You know someone in mind?
I think so.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Jono, we're gonna deck you out. We need some photos. Ty, can you pull down? What size do you need?
Probably larges in a lot of cases.
Okay, we'll get larges. It's okay if they're a little big. You won't be able to tell in the photos that we're taking. All right, we're gonna go out back. It's sunny for once in Vancouver. We're gonna do a photo shoot. It's only gonna take like 5 minutes. It's warm outside. Maybe, what do you think, on the other side of here?
Yeah, I think so.
Step over this, Jono.
Like maybe against this fence.
Oh, perfect, yeah, there's shade here.
You just stand kind of in here for now, and then.
I'm trying to think like, yeah, I can definitely get a good photo right there. Okay. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Grab the camera and then
grab the 2 cameras and we'll be back. We'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be quick.
All right, Jono thinks we went to get the cameras. We really went to get our water guns. This guy is cooked. You ready? Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, it's cold.
Oh no, it's part of the photo shoot, okay?
Couple dry spots here, hold on.
All right, now we've got the proper wet gear to test out the Pro Dry Sport. Sorry, Jono, you were a victim here, but we had to do it. No photo shoot.
Okay, let's go back inside. Let's take the gear off Jono. Let's go see how this Pro Dry Sport works.
Yeah. All right, now that Jono's completely soaked, we're gonna take all of this wet gear off, throw it in the Pro Dry Sport. We'll see how it really works. Yeah.
It's actually really wet. You can kind of see the beads on there, and this is fully soaked.
Yeah. This is actually way more wet than your gear would normally be after a game. So we're really putting the Pro Dry Sport to a hardcore test, but we got to figure it out. So let's give it a shot.
All right, so we got our wet gear off Jono now, and we have our hockey bag, which assuming you're gonna have, and then we have our Pro Dry Sport. Why don't we unbox this thing?
Let's take a look at what we got in
See
here.
how it works here. So
Instructions.
Open it. Instructions. Ooh. You got your machine here. Pretty heavy duty.
Yep.
Really cool.
Looks legit.
Okay, and then this is the mat that goes in the bottom of your bag. So it seems pretty straightforward.
It looks like this will work with any hockey bag too, so it doesn't really matter. You don't need this Bauer one here, but
So you got your mat. Fits nicely in the bottom.
yeah, check that out.
There we go. And it's got these little holes. Make sure you put the whole side up.
Yeah.
So that the air can push up.
Yep.
Then why don't we get our machine here?
Our big machine. It's actually not that heavy though. It's big, but it's not that heavy.
Plug it in there.
We close enough there?
Yep.
All right, machine is in.
Okay.
Powered up. Boom.
Boom.
We're connected, and then we'll just hang this out of the bag for now. What's the wettest thing we have? Probably the pants, right?
Definitely the pants.
I say we put pants on the bottom.
Okay. Pants on the bottom. Ooh.
Maybe shin pad on either side of the pant.
Let's do it.
Maybe elbow pads at the ends. Now, in theory, I don't think it'll matter what order you put the gear in because it's gonna have air circulating through the whole bag. So, yeah, throw the shoulder pads. Make sure.
Shoulder pads
Let's
on
get in
top.
there.
Throw the gloves in.
Gloves. Let's pop out the. We'll pop out the liner. That's how I always
good
dry
call.
my gear.
Good call. Holy, it even got wet inside.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
And then check out the bucket. Still water all over this gear, guys. We didn't dry any of it yet. It's going straight in the bag. All right, we got our tube plugged into our machine and plugged in inside our bag. Now you're gonna make sure you zip this up because you want the air circulating inside the bag, not escaping.
Pretty cool. And then you're just gonna turn on the machine, press the power button. Then you got some fan controls here. So fan 1,
Oh, this thing's inflating already.
fan 2,
That's crazy.
fan 3, fan 4, and fan 5. This is the max power setting here.
This is actually crazy. It's
Yeah.
like fully inflated our bag.
This is crazy. And then on top of that, you also have heat settings. So you can go heat 1 all the way up to 5, depending on how wet your gear is. So our gear is pretty wet. I don't know, should we just leave it at the max heat or?
I think we should leave it on max fan, keep it nice and inflated.
Okay.
What do you think heat-wise? Should we
Let's
go
go in the
full?
middle. Let's go in the middle.
We're
Yeah.
gonna go middle heat, max fan. Check this thing out, guys. It is fully inflated with air. It's pretty cool.
Also, the default timer on this is 60 minutes, so 1 hour. So
Should we start it?
yeah, let's leave it. We'll come back in an hour.
All right, we'll see you in an hour, hopefully with dry gear. We got a little piece of jersey material just to show you how much air is shooting out of our vent holes of the bag right here. Check it out. As you can see, this thing's pretty powerful.
It's actually starting to heat up now. You can kind of feel the
Yeah, you can.
heat, like the warmth.
Yeah.
1 hour later.
All right, it's been an hour. Machine's turned off now. Why don't we check out what the gear looks like?
Yeah, let's see if it's completely dry, if it's a bit damp. We want to find out here.
It's nice and warm, nice and toasty. Okay, helmet's definitely dry. Not much fabric on this thing to dry, but it's actually hot too, which is kind of...
Yeah, the pants are warm too. Now these were super soaked. So let's see. Up here, feels completely bone dry. Down here, bone dry. Inside, bone dry. I honestly think the only thing that's a tiny bit damp is just the brim right here, which we got soaked with water, so that's fair enough.
On the shin pad, super dry, like maybe like 95% dry.
Yeah.
Just this top part here is a little damp, which makes sense because we were spraying Jono and the water was kind of flowing down.
Gloves, I'm gonna say also like 95% dry.
Yeah.
I think the only part that's wet is the stitching on the finger, like right there. So basically completely dry, which is impressive.
Okay,
How are those?
feel this.
Okay, we're damp there.
Yeah.
How about these? Okay, on the insides of the shoulders, we're all dry. Shoulders were dry, neck were dry.
Yeah.
I think it's just this flap. Oh yeah, these are completely dry.
Yeah.
Elbows are fully dry, yeah.
When we wet this gear, we definitely wet it more than it normally would be when you're just playing.
Yeah, we soaked this stuff
And
with
we-
water guns, obviously.
And we also had the machine running on medium heat. So why don't we run it for like an extra 5 or 10 on max?
Yeah.
Just to get it like bone dry, and then we'll come back.
Yeah. I think 10 minutes, this stuff's gonna
Like
be
max.
completely dry.
Yeah.
And that'd be pretty impressive. An hour and 10 minutes to dry completely soaked
Yeah.
gear.
And who knows, if we ran this thing on max heat,
In the hour,
In the hour, it probably would be
Yeah,
bone
we
dry
were
right
on
now.
like what, level 3 heat of 5?
3 out of 5.
Yeah, so let's throw this back in.
Yeah.
Helmet we can leave out, that stuff's bone
For
dry.
sure. Yeah. We don't need
But we'll put this stuff that's like 95% dry back in the bag. We're just throwing it in this time, we're not putting it in a proper order. We'll zip this thing up.
Let's turn this thing back on. And
We're gonna go max heat here.
max heat. Okay. And we'll see you guys in like, what, 5 or 10?
Yeah, let's go 10 minutes just to be sure.
Okay, we'll be back in 10.
10 minutes later.
All right, it's been 10 minutes, so
Hot in here.
yeah, it's warm. Let's turn this thing off.
The biggest culprit for me was the shoulder pads. Still
Yeah,
a little
right
damp
down
down
there.
here, but feel that. That's pretty dry
Oh,
now.
Bone dry.
Yeah.
Sick.
Okay, so maybe the move is blasting it with higher heat here.
Feel the pants. It was the cuff down here. Feels dry to me.
Okay.
That's feeling dry to me.
Sweet. Okay.
Impressive.
Pro dry sport
These were already dry. I don't think these were wet at all. We
Yeah.
just got them double dry now.
for sure.
Yeah, those are dry.
Those are good. Shin pads.
Oh yeah, the gloves. They
Oh,
were a bit
Touch
damp.
that.
Ooh, it's warm. It's hot actually.
hot.
Yeah. The gloves, I'm gonna say the gloves are 99% dry.
Yeah.
I think there's like maybe like the slightest bit of dampness like left just on the tips of the fingers, but
Yeah.
if you're gonna go play a hockey game, you're not gonna notice that.
Yeah.
And like we said, you can just run it for longer if you wanted to. And we really soak these things, so
Yeah.
take it with a grain of salt. But like, very dry. If I were to just throw my hand in these without thinking about it, I wouldn't notice that they're wet. So
For sure. We kind of just threw the gear in, not really thinking about
Yeah.
it, but maybe next time if we do this,
layer it in
layer
properly.
it in properly.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, like this is really cool.
Elbow pad was already dry too, so
Yeah.
don't need to check that one.
No, really cool.
Yeah, great product. I mean, let's go through a couple of the benefits. Like one, obviously it dries your gear really quickly, but the second thing we were talking about is that all your gear stays in the bag. So if you live in a condo and you don't want to spread your gear out everywhere, maybe you just want to put it on the patio or something like that,
Yeah.
it's all contained in the bag. It's not going to be all over your house. So that's a huge plus.
For sure.
The other thing we mentioned earlier is that you can use this on more than one bag if you wanted to. If you had multiple sets of gear, multiple people in the household, you can just move this mat to the next bag, or maybe get another mat. And you can run a few of them. Pretty
sure.
cool.
Another thing is too, like, you technically don't really need to take this mat out. Like, you could just like unhook it,
Yeah, you could leave it in there.
leave it in
Yeah.
there, go play your game, and then throw your gear in on top of the mat, bring it home, unzip your bag, just attach the tube, and that's it. And
Yeah.
then you're good to go.
Yeah,
That's
honestly,
pretty sick, honestly.
I'm impressed with this product. I'm actually considering it for myself
Me
because
too.
I live in a condo and I don't have a
too.
ton of room to air my gear out.
Me
so.
too. I have one of those trees that you like kind of hang your gear on.
Yeah,
and it
that's what I'm
takes at
using.
least like one business day
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
for that to dry. So
No, this is pretty cool.
No, really cool.
And honestly, like not too heavy and bulky. If you wanted to bring this to a tournament, I mean, tournaments are tough for drying your gear sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
In your
for
hotel
sure.
room, that's rough. So
Yeah.
that's another pro. I mean, lots of benefits. Obviously, it works.
One like thing that we didn't really test out was the scent rings, but they do have scent rings that you can put into the tube, and it's supposed to deodorize your gear a bit.
Make your gear smell better.
Yeah, I mean we had basically new gear, so
Yeah.
there wasn't really any smell, so we
Yeah.
couldn't really test that. But I can't see a downside to this product.
No, it's pretty cool. I think it's definitely worth it for like hockey players at any level because we're just men's league players, but it would still benefit us. And then if
Yeah.
you're a kid who's playing hockey
Oh,
all the
man.
time, this would be a huge plus.
Those tournaments where you have like 2 games, 3 games in one day.
Yeah.
This might be the move.
I think it's worth it. Stop by the hockey
Okay.
shop. You can get your Pro Dry Sport. We have them now. I'm going to give this product like a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.